In today's video, I'm going to show you the basics of getting your camper set up, from backing it up, dropping it down, and getting it connected. Stay tuned and you'll see. Okay, so when you want to pull up to a campsite and back your camper in for the first time, what you want to do is grab your steering wheel from the bottom and push it in the direction that you want to go in. So if my campsite is over here to my right, I'm going to push the steering wheel to the right from the bottom, and that will direct my camper to go in the direction that I want it to go in. First thing to do is make sure you chalk everything. Prevents the camper from rolling. So you can use old school chalks like this. Put one there, one here. This helps prevent the camper from rocking forwards and backwards while you're undoing the hitch, because when you do the hitch, you're going to take it off the ball and it's going to lift it up, and that can make it roll. So you always want to chalk it first before you do anything else. Alright, so we've got our block of wood and some, I don't know what they're called, but whatever these things are. And then we're going to go ahead and raise the camper up. Okay, so basically we're going to take the pressure off of these, and then we're going to take it off like this. Now obviously each person's sway bar is different. We'll take this one off as well. There we go. So now we're just going to raise it just off the ball like this, right here. Okay, so now that we're detached, just got to make sure it's level. So I've got this nice little level right here. So I'm going to make sure that we're level. And so I'm just going to basically set it down here until I'm at the right level. Okay, so now that we're level from front to back, now we need to make sure we're level side to side. Now at the moment you can see we're perfectly level on that way. This way around we need to come up a little bit. Now I've already put it on blocks, and I've noticed with our slide it's so heavy that basically the best thing to do is to let the slide out first, and then it'll even it out slightly. So I'm going to go ahead and let the slide out. Next thing to do is lower the jacks. As you can see, before I lower the jacks, everything is completely level from forward to backwards and side to side. Okay, so once you've got your camper set down, chalked, and you've got your leveling jacks in place, the whole rig is now stable. We've even got the slide out for those of you who have a slide out. The next thing to do is to get your electric put in. Just want to make sure that they're in the off position first, and then just make sure they're nice and somewhat clean before you go putting your plug in there, just so there's no hazards or debris in the way. So ours is a 50 amp, so I'm going to put the 50 amp in here, push that in nice and secure, then we go ahead and flip the fuse. Yep, so we're on. Okay, so since it's so hot, I'm actually going to go ahead and turn the AC on before I do anything else. That way all of the other passengers are comfortable while you're working on getting everything else hooked up. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on here. Yeah, it's like 90 degrees out here today. It's 88 in the rig, so I'm gonna get that cooled down nice and get our old ancient puppy in the rig, and then my daughter's gonna be here in a few minutes with my wife, so make sure it's cooled down for them. I want to get him a bowl of water. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is hook up the water. I keep all of my stuff in totes so it's nice and clean and organized. So basically I've got one of these flexible hoses. Now they're not supposed to be as good for keeping like the mold out and stuff like that, but we only really use the water to like clean ourselves with. We don't drink it. We'll either bring bottled water or filter it inside the rig. So I've got a pressure regulator on here so it doesn't like burst any of my pipes inside the rig. So, and I've got a little 90-degree bend here so it goes straight under the rig, and then the other end will go straight into the faucet. Now, one of the primary reasons I use this flexible hose is A, it's 100 feet long, so if my water source is far away from the camper, I can still get to it. Another reason is it folds up very nicely into one of these slim totes, and it stores very nicely in the rig. Now, those white ones that you get at the store, they don't coil up very well and they're hard to put away each time. And if you're going from one location to another on like a long road trip, it can get quite tedious trying to put it away each time. Whereas this, you turn the water off, you disconnect it, and you throw it in here real quick and you're off to the races. The only downside is that you have to untangle it a little bit when you get started, but it's a lot easier to put away, I promise. Just getting the kinks out of it. Another nice thing about having a pressure regulator is you can actually see the pressure going into the rig. My goal is to be about 40. So here we go, we're almost at 40 right there. Those pressure regulators are adjustable, so I can adjust it slightly to make sure it increases. But between 35 and 40 should be plenty for what we need. I typically don't like to go above 40 because then I'm putting too much pressure on the all the stuff inside the rig. But yeah, we're good to go. The next thing to check is to make sure that the water's running correctly inside the rig. Check all your faucets, make sure there's no leaks, and make sure the water's coming out correctly. Okay, it's cooled down a little bit already. It's 85. It was 88 when we turned the AC on a few minutes ago. So I'm just going to check to make sure that all my faucets are working correctly. So you want to make sure that your faucets are working both for the hot side and the cold side, even though both sides will currently be cold, because you want to make sure there's plenty of water in the lines and no air. And then once you've done that, you can turn the water heater on. So in this case, we have two options. I can use the gas or the electric. Now, since we're on 50 amp, I'm going to go ahead and do the electric. And there we go. Now it's going to start heating up the water that's in the lines. So I'm just going to make sure that all the air is out while that's heating up. And that's quite normal, that little sound that you see. That does happen quite often with these as they're clearing out air that's been in there for a while. Now technically you don't need to hook up the sewage right away. We're on a full hookup site here, but I don't need to hook it up immediately because the tanks will fill up gradually. It just depends on how much you use them. Okay, so for the sewer hose, I always put a pair of gloves on, and then even when I'm done, I'll take the gloves off and then I'll wash my hands just to make sure that I'm not getting any germs or anything inside the rig. So gloves on first, and then I'm gonna hook it up. So one little tip is that make sure both of your valves are all the way in before you connect, because if they're not, well, you can imagine what happens next. Now in this case, it doesn't quite fit, so I'm getting a second one. I'm going to connect to the other one. Also, I'm sure as you can tell from the background, there's a lot of kids here. So So then you're going to connect this right here to the outlet or inlet, and then you're good to go. Okay, so basically I've got it all hooked up. It's hooked in there, and it's hooked on the inlet right there. I'm not going to pull the valves because right now the tanks are empty, and I'm going to show you next how to check how full the tanks are. Okay, so each camper is slightly different on whereabouts you'll find your sensors and everything, but for our camper, basically you come in the restroom here, and then you come through. There is a sensor here, and you can check your fresh tank, which is empty obviously. Currently it's saying the black tank is full, which it isn't, and the gray tank is currently saying it's a third full. Now, the gray tank may have a little bit in there because we left Hocking Hills a few months ago, or 3 months ago, and on the way from the campsite to the house there was a couple pit stops we had to make, so we would have ran the water a little bit to wash our hands and stuff, and a little bit for the black tank, but not as much as it's saying. Now the downside with these sensors is that they're not always accurate because little water droplets that get stuck on them, and it says that they're more full than they actually are. So once you've got everything set up, you can go ahead and let your awning down and get your area nice and set up with camp chairs and whatever else you want. Alright, those are the basics of getting your camper set up. Basically, you're going to back it in, drop it down, get it level, get the jacks down, and then you're going to hook everything up. And once everything's hooked up, you're good to go. Now all you're going to do is cook your food and do all your normal stuff. The nice thing about having a camper is that you have the control over the environment inside the camper. You can cool it down, you can heat it up, and we have a 2-month-old, so it's absolutely essential that we keep the temperature at a decent level for her so she doesn't get too hot or too cold. And also, now that we have all the water and everything hooked up, we can wash dishes, we can do all that kind of good stuff as well. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. We put out new videos every week.